What's up everybody, Superstar here, and welcome to the second video of the day. If you're watching this and you already watched the video I just recorded right before this, which is where I was demonstrating and talking about 3 brand new kits I just released on IndustryKits.com, then welcome to the second video. And if you haven't, then check that video out after you've watched this, because it's some presets in there and some new kits that you don't want to miss out on. So moving on, as you can see from the name of this video, it is what a lot of you guys have been asking for and what you're always asking for, which is a new contest. So producers, here's a new contest for you, the first contest to kick off 2015. Actually, I think it is. Yeah, I haven't done any. Yeah, it's the first one in 2015. So I'm also going to talk about a few other things after I talk about the contest, which is a studio update, things people wanted to know about the studio and the new equipment that wasn't included in the last video, or just updates on my thoughts about certain things. So I'll talk about that after I talk about the new contest. So this is going to be a contest, announcement video slash, update video. So anyway, moving on to the contest. This is a producer contest only. Only producers are going to be able to enter this one, so sorry for any of the artists or anything, graphic designers or anything that follows me. Basically, this is another contest where the producers are going to have to finish something I started, which it seems to be a really popular thing. The beat battles are, and this is another thing that people really enjoy doing. And as I always say, I also enjoy seeing what you guys do to the stuff that I've already started. Excuse me. As so many people can take it so many different ways, and I like to see the different ways people take it. So as usual, in this contest there's going to be a folder once you download it. The download link is down below in the description, and in that folder are 2 different started tracks. One's a trap, like an anthem kind of. It could be anthem epic, it could be trap, it could go a bunch of different ways. And the other folder is a piano loop, which could go into like a dark epic type way with choirs and stuff, or it could go into like a emotional beat, or it could go into some like Rihanna type shit. It could go a bunch of different ways. The piano loop is taken straight out of one of the new kits I announced in the last video, the hip hop pianos, MIDI and loop. So there's the MIDI in there, and there's the wave, so you do what you want with that. And then in the trap folder there's 3 different sounds: the main sound, and a pluck, and a dark sound. So basically, what you have to do is, as always, you have to open them up, finish your beats, finish them. One person can only submit 1 for each of these beats. You can't send me like 2 versions or 3 versions of one of the tracks. You can do both tracks if you want and send them in. The email to submit them to is down below. It's not my usual email that you contact me at. It's the contest email. So make sure you send them there. And let me see. That should be all the information you need as far as that goes. Now for the winners, there's only going to be 2 winners. I mean, there could be potentially 3, because I always say there's only going to be 2, and then one person does it like completely different than anybody else, and they just deserve to win something. So there might be 3, but originally there's only going to be 2, 1 for each beat. So yeah. There's not really a first place or second place winner I'm not going to do. It's just going to be, whoever does this beat the best and that beat the best, or the best that I like it as. And maybe if there's a third person that does it just out of this world, crazy different, and flips one of these into some crazy shit, and they just, deserve some type of recognition from it. So the rewards are going to be equal. Besides the third person, if there's a third person, the reward's not going to be as much. But we'll get to the third. For the first and second, I guess if you want to say it, the first 2 people who win these first and second beats, they're going to get $100 cash each. They're going to get a care package from me with Grinder Die clothing from the GrinderDieLife.com clothing line, and they're going to get some IndustryKits.com kits. So I'll probably just give you, I don't know how much in store credit, and you can choose some kits that you want from IndustryKits.com. I'll get you your t-shirt size and stuff, send you a couple shirts, wristbands, whatever, and you get $100 cash. So that's for both of those people. For the third person, if there's a third person chosen, which there's a lot of you who are really nice producers, a lot of you are really good, and a lot of these contests, you guys just kind of blow me away, and there's always somebody who just sticks out like, damn, this is way different. So there probably will be, but if there's not, or if there is, whatever. If there is, the third person will not win the $100 cash, but I will give you store credit on IndustryKits.com, and I will send you stuff from the GrinderDieLife.com website, Grinder Clothing line. So you don't get the cash, but you still get the prize, the recognition, your name will be announced, all that type of stuff. As usual, whoever wins this, all of you can upload the tracks, lease them, do what you want with them if you win. Now, and of course I'll have it on my site, say it's a collab with you, you won the contest or whatever, maybe a link to your website in the description to try to give you some more exposure. So this is a good way for you producers to get exposure as well. Now, that is for the winners. If you do not win this contest, you absolutely positively cannot use the sounds at all from the trap folder. So this only applies to the trap folder. For the one that you open up that I started myself, that's not from the piano loop kit, if you don't win this contest, you cannot upload the beat and say, hey, this is a beat, whatever. You can't advertise it in any kind of way. You can't lease it or sell it. Now, that's not really a big downer because there's only a few sounds, even though they're going to be the main sounds in the beat you make. If you're a producer, it shouldn't really be hard for you to go in and just take those out, replace them with some sounds that are in the same key, and then you can upload your beat. And it's not like you wasted all that time on that beat. You can easily just swap out the sounds, and I have no problem with it. It could sound just like it, but just be a different sound and not this, and that's fine with me, as long as you don't actually use the files and the sounds from here. If you don't win, I don't care what you do. Now for the piano one though, it's 100% royalty free. So even if you don't win, you don't have to go swapping the pianos out or nothing like that. You can lease it, sell it, do whatever you want. It's royalty free. Now that note is also in this folder for the contest, just to let people know. But I thought I'd say it in the video as well. So that's all there is to that. I will, let me see, today, it's a good day to start contest too because it's Friday. So I'll give everybody until, let's say, Wednesday. So you got all weekend and a couple days in the beginning of the week to get your beats going. As I said, do not send me more, try not to send me more than one email, and don't send more than one beat per submission. So you can do each of those beats one time. So if you know you're going to do both of them, don't finish one and then send me that email and then finish the other and send me that one, because it doesn't sound like a big issue, but I get hundreds of people who join this, and I have to go through, I really sit and go through them all to give everybody a chance. I don't like to just skip over stuff or nothing. So to make it easier for me, if you're gonna do both of them and you know it, then do both of them and send them in one email, and don't send them separate. So that's all there is for the contest. The prizes, the download link is below. You got the email to submit to. The day, Wednesday is the day I'll announce the winners on here, and give out the prizes and all that. So now moving on from that, if you want to stay tuned, I'm going to talk about studio stuff that a lot of you guys asked me to speak on. If not, you can end the video, it doesn't matter. But this is for the people who wanted me to touch bases on like another video talking about shit. So as you know, I did the studio update video, and shout outs to all of you who liked it, watched it. I know it was like an hour long, and that's like half of a movie, and even my girl was like, damn, people be watching that, I mean, it's long as hell. And I'm like, I mean, people who do what I do just genuinely enjoy to see that type of stuff. Like, and a lot of people look up to me or something, or just enjoy my music. Just like if somebody I looked up to or somebody who I really like their stuff came out with like a studio video talking about their stuff and all that, I'd watch that shit too. So it's just a cool thing. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I try to comment back, and I see all your guys' comments. I try to comment back as much as I can and answer questions, and that's what I'll do in this video as well, answer some questions, talk about some more stuff that I didn't get to talk about and that I didn't get to answer in the comments. So first things first, the Apollo Duo, well actually, I guess I'll save this stuff, I'll show you guys the stuff. The stuff I can just talk about right now without showing you. A lot of you were asking me if I was going to get the new Chord Chronos. As you know, I have the Chord Chronos right here. And it's just the very first one that came out. There's a Chord Chronos X, which is the exact same thing. No sounds are different or anything. It just has more RAM or whatever, which I don't use because that's for people who use the board and they make beats in the board or they go performing with it and all that. And as we all know, probably none of us do that. We just use it for the sounds. Nothing ever gets saved on it. So I didn't need to upgrade. But there's a new one, which is I guess the 2. They're not calling it the 2. It's just the new Chord Chronos, and it's cool. I mean, it has like wood side panels, and the back is like has this vented look, so it looks cool. I like the way it looks. But the thing is, a lot of you are asking like if I'm going to upgrade to it, and if I do, if I'll sell this one. And see, that depends. I looked it up. All the sounds are the exact same. There's no new sounds in it besides like one piano, like a crazy piano, which I have a million pianos, so that's not really that big of a deal. But I do like the way it looks. But see, the thing is, if I upgrade it, I would need to sell this one, and I would need to sell it at a price where I'm not missing out on too much money just for upgrading something for the aesthetic look of it. You know what I mean? So if I do it, I might, I don't know, maybe this will determine it, is if there are viewers of you who would want to buy this Chord Chronos. If I decide to upgrade to that, then let me know. I think the lowest I would let it go for is probably $1,800, and that's a deal. You can look on eBay and everywhere. It's basically brand new. I mean, I've used it, but it looks brand new. There's nothing, doesn't even look like I've ever used it. But yeah, they cost, you know what, $2,600 new. Even this model, the newer one with the wood panels is like $3,000 or something. And then used ones I looked up on eBay are like 25, 24, 22, 2,000. There's a couple like 1,800 and stuff, but they're kind of beat up. So that's the lowest I would go, is 18. And I'd pay for shipping. So if there is people who are serious about, like serious, not like, oh yeah, give me on a payment plan or whatever, if you like have the cash and you would buy it if I upgrade, then leave a comment and I'll talk with you back and forth, and we'll see if we can set something up maybe, and I might do it. Moving on from that, I talked a lot about, in the last video, PC problems I was having, and I talked about, well actually, you know, this is a lot of talking stuff, so I might make this a whole separate video than the contest, but I don't know. Anyway, probably not. Anyway, I talked about maybe upgrading to a Mac Pro. I was thinking about buying a new one, setting it up there, and just reinstalling everything and all that stuff, just to have that Mac reliability, that Mac look, and all that. And it came out to I was gonna do it. I was seriously gonna do it. I'm probably still am gonna do it sometime this year, probably later in the year though, like late in the year, because I was gonna do it like now. But once I got that everything running. You know, this computer is just so powerful already enough, so it would really just not make any sense, because and also, one of the other things was, I know somebody who works kind of hand in hand with Apple, and not just works as like a Geek Squad member or something. He actually helps design some of the technology, and some of the circuitries, I guess, you know, when you look at a circuit board, like the circuitries in there, and he said, you know, he's legally not allowed to say you know, what's going on exactly, but when I talked about it, he sent me a personal message and told me like, yo, you know, I know what I'm talking about because I help build these things, and I'm telling you, don't buy the new Mac Pro yet. And he put "yet" in real bold letters with parentheses. So when I contacted him back, he said he couldn't say much, so this might help a lot of you too, but he said what he could say was that if I look online, there's a lot of new chips coming out, chipsets, so processors and RAMs and stuff like that, that are made by the same companies that built the stuff for the Mac Pro, Intel and all that, like newer, updated, faster ones and stuff like that. So he was like, just put 2 and 2 together. And so what that told me was, basically, when I did my research, there was already a couple rumors, and they were saying that too. They were saying that the people who made the chips and the RAM and stuff like that for the Mac Pro, and the Mac Pro's been out since late 2013, December 2013, I think. They're coming out with new models of it, and Apple hasn't said anything yet about, like, you know, prices on upgrading that, or, you know, whatever, but it should be coming soon. Everybody's saying like sometime this year, there's probably going to be a new Mac Pro coming, or it's going to probably look the same and everything, but when you order it, the processors are going to be faster, there's going to be better RAM options, even faster stuff. So instead of buying it right now and then down the line it's like, oh yeah, you want to upgrade your processor, you want to upgrade your RAM, you got to spend this much more money, when you could just wait and get it all at the same time. That's what you should do, which is what I'm going to do. Because I was planning on getting an 8-core model. I wasn't going to get no base model because it would need to be as fast or I'd want it to be more powerful than this actually. So it was going to have to be an 8-core with 32 gigs of RAM with a terabyte of drive in it, and I was going to get the external 4 terabyte little Thunderbolt drive thing with the, you know, all the highest stuff. Besides, I wasn't going to go to 12 core, I was going to go 8 core because 12 core is super crazy, and I wasn't going to go 64 gigs of RAM, I was going to go 32 because that's far more than enough, and that's what I have in here. But everything I would have needed all told was like $8 grand, 8,500 or something like that, and that's a lot to invest when you already have all of this. And it's kind of like, especially when I have, as you can see, I have no problem with investing into my studios and into what I do, because that money's just going to come back as long as you're working hard, and that's what you do. So that's the best thing you could invest the money into. But it just wouldn't make sense to do it right now, especially with being told that. So I'm going to hold off, see what Apple does, wait until they update everything, and see how I feel down the line. So that's the update for that, for people who are asking how I was still feeling about the Mac versus PC thing. Another thing, I picked this up today, which is a Logitech trackpad. I was so on when I was getting that Mac. I was really, loving the mouse feel and the little keyboard. Right now, I still love my little Logitech little red mouse and my illuminated keyboard. I want a new keyboard because this one just kind of looks stupid. It's like kind of looking old. But Logitech, I need it to be illuminated and I need it to be wireless. And Logitech seems to only have 2 options for that right now, and it's still this one and one other one that like has a trackpad and all this stuff that I don't want. So until a sleeker new version's made that's wireless and illuminated, I'll be stuck with this. But they have a PC version of the Mac trackpad, which is this. So for you PC users, you might want to pick that up too. I haven't opened it, haven't used it yet, but I looked up reviews on it and it was really dope. Everything seemed really nice about it, so I'm gonna place that right here, as you can see, because this folds in, so whenever I don't need it, I can just sit here and use this trackpad and do my thing with just this, and be able to scoot closer to the desk. Because as I said in the last video too, the only problem with this desk as well is when you do install this little slide out doesn't come with it. You have to pay extra for it and install it yourself, whatever too. So if you already have enough room, I probably would have enough room if I pushed this in more, but I like the professional look and everything, so I didn't want to do all that. So I got this, but the thing is, the desk sits really low. So, and I'm not a short person, I'm kind of tall. So if I pull this out, my legs are like really right under this. Like it bumps it all the time. So that's the only thing about it. So now whenever we're back, sorry about the disconnection there. My memory card got full because I'm recording so many videos in one day for you all, so I had to stop it and clean it and copy all the videos over here to wipe it clean. So I have no idea what I was talking about before. It was about this, but you get the gist of the new trackpad and everything. So moving on from that, next update is I bought a new MacBook Air. I use the Air and not the Pro because I used to have the Pro years ago, like when me and Vibe very first started being together all the time, and it was just so heavy to travel with and lug around, and I only use it for emails, business, video editing a little bit, or actually all my video editing, because I use Final Cut Pro. But I don't use it for business really. I don't make beats or do anything on it that's heavy, so it doesn't need to be no super crazy fast insane computer. Only reason I got the new Air, and I sold my other Air on eBay, which was gone like that because I'm always giving good deals like I'm doing with the Chronos if we decide to do it with one of you, is I got the Yosemite or Yosemite, whatever, Yosemite I think it is, Yosemite Sam operating system. And I bought the iPhone 6, of course, when it came out, and I was real excited about being able to have my phone somewhere else and be talking and get the updates and the text messages and look up numbers and call and order stuff and call stores and stuff right from my MacBook and not have to have my phone around me, because I always have this MacBook Air around me, checking emails, doing whatever, when I'm in the studio, when I'm in the living room playing games, wherever I'm at, this is always with me, no matter where I go pretty much. And then oftentimes my phone isn't. So I was excited about that feature until I downloaded Yosemite Sam and found out that MacBook Airs that are pre-2012, which means before 2012, that feature doesn't work. So I'm like, okay, that's whack, I don't understand that, but so I needed that feature, so I went and bought this. I didn't take too much of a hit because this was about $1,000 and I sold the MacBook Air for about $500, so I mean, I guess that is a difference there, but the upgrade was needed. Plus this screen seems a lot clearer than my other one did. I don't know if this has Retina or what, I didn't really check, but it looks like it does. So yeah, I did that update. What else? For people who was asking about the Apollo Duo, as you can hear and as you know and as you've seen, I have it up and running, I have it working. It sounds amazing. I've really been enjoying making beats and mixing beat orders for people, and making and mixing my own beats with this thing. And the plugins, it's just amazing, dude. It's just crazy. Like, go look up, Apollo UAD, and look up like their plugins. Like, I've already talked about their plugins, but just a simple thing. The plugins are remade versions of old real hardware, like the Fatso and the Cambridge, and real big plate reverbs. Like, a lot of producers, a lot of you might not know, but like when you put a reverb on a clap or something like that, that little plugin is emulating something that back in the day, before this not even way back in the day, but just back before this digital era, if you wanted to have a reverb on your sound or on your vocal, like on this album right here, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon or whatever, you would have to have this enormous, like long, feet-long metal like reverb plate. That's why it's like called a plate. And they would somehow, I don't know how, but run it through it and get that effect. The same thing with like EQs and compressors. They were these enormous ass fucking things. Sometimes they were little rack mounts like the Apollo and stuff, but they go and they take that real stuff. They work with the real people who really made that, like the owners and the people who really made that original content, and they make it, they clone it into a VST, or not a VST, I guess, yeah, VST, a plugin, which sounds damn near identical or damn near identical to the original. And the warmth you get from that, it's just like, basically, it's just like a whole new feel. Like if you listen to all like the last 4, I think I've made about 5 beats since this has been up and running. And if you just listen to those, like everybody's been commenting on them, hitting me up like, yo, I can hear it, dude. It sounds so clear, so wide. Like your mix was already crazy, but now things sound even crazier. Like your bass and everything just sounds like more, just even more, just more. So really loving this thing. Shout outs to them. And I wanted to tell you guys, okay, yes, this is a very expensive interface, so it should do that. This is about $2,000, and then the plugins are expensive too. They're like $200 each and stuff. Some of them are $150, some of them are $100, but they get up there too. But when you buy this, they give you like a free bundle of plugins, which is really good ones. And then I probably spent an extra like $600 or something on other plugins that I really wanted and needed too. But for those of you who kind of want a good quality sound, I think I mentioned it before, I'm not sure, but they have another one. It's for Mac only though, it's the thing. So for those of you who are on Mac, look into the Apollo Twin. It's a smaller little thing. It's really dope looking. I mean, it would look sick sitting on any desk. It's got a knob on it. Now, I'm pretty sure the sound isn't going to sound as good as this, but it's going to blow every other thing that's around its price range and under its price range out the water. I think it's like $400 or $500. I think it's like $499 or something like that. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it can run the UAD plugins or not, but I'm pretty sure it should be able to. It probably doesn't have as much power and be able to run as many, but it should be able to run some. Don't hold me on that. Go Google it and look up the UAD and see if it can. But if it can, you really should invest in that. Now the reason, if you're confused, like I said before, these plugins, they don't run on your CPU power, your RAM and all that. They don't run on any of that stuff. There's built-in RAM and built-in electronics and circuitries in the Apollos, And the Apollo cards you can buy, you don't even have to buy an interface, you can buy the cards and hook them up to your computer, and the plugins run right off of that. So it has its own RAM and stuff. You can't buy these plugins and use them unless you have that hardware, because it's a specific kind of hardware to run those specific plugins that are like so strong and they take up so much power because they're emulating some real stuff, some real like vintage and whatever stuff. So yeah, look up into that. Another thing, last thing I think I wanted to talk about was the headphones. This right here. As you can see, I went and picked up this simple little headphone stand, which is really sleek design. You just plop them on there and have them chilling. I got them over here in the corner right here. But to talk about the headphones, people were asking me, now that I've got to use them, how have I been using them, and what do I feel about them? And I really do like them a lot. I don't use headphones much to mix in or do anything in. I like to do it all on the monitors, but now what I do is after I'm done mixing in the monitors and everything, I'll pull these out, pull them in and check the mix on here, do some tweaking, because it's good to get a reference in both, and then do the last things on the monitors. These compared to the DT770s that I used to use when I used nothing but headphones, I like these more. The DT770 Pros, whatever, 80 ohms are amazing and they're dope, but the reason I like these more is because those can get kind of rattly and sound kind of crazy sometimes, and these just have a really clean sound to them. So I really do like those. So I guess that'll wrap up this video. I'll try to bring you all studio talk videos kind of frequently. Just leave comments and questions below about what you want me to talk about, things you might want to see, and I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.